Well, folks, we're still here, aren't we? We ain't blown up yet, have we? Won't be long, will it? It's 2025, man. Watch out. Oh, man, it's going to be a bad year. You know that, don't you? It's going to be horrible. Do you even care if it was? What could you do about it if it was? Right. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, it's this. China's in really, really bad shape. I mean, they're crumbling and falling apart as I speak. And it's getting worse for them. And usually when something like that happens, a country will go to war. Because war is good for their economy. So, I wouldn't I'd look to the future and say China's getting closer to invading Taiwan every single day. And it's going to happen sooner than later. When? I can't give you a date. No one can except Pete Ching himself when he says go do it, Ben. That's it. You know. So yeah, I mean, as you have more and more time, it's a good idea to I don't know, keep preparing for it to the best of your ability. No one will be 100% prepared, and what you think's going to happen rarely happens. Usually something else happens, and then didn't go out the way you thought. Didn't turn out that way. Didn't turn out the way you thought. No, never does. Doesn't. So folks, don't fret about it. Don't let the fearmongers get to you. It's just called life. And we have to be living in that time when God, sooner or later, He'll pass judgment. This generation may not pass. We may be that generation that doesn't pass. Now, me, I don't know. I mean, my generation, the one behind me, I don't know. But one of these generations isn't going to pass. They're gonna feel the full brunt of it. So, I was watching some guy. He's some arrogant prick, I think. I mean, he sitting there telling people, how, 40s, or we're talking about handguns now, okay? How a 40, is this and a 40 is that, and then don't even make money on a 9 and blah, 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 okay? I don't know if you know who the guy is. I didn't even catch his name or his channel, but he's a schmuck. My answer to people that want to stand here and tell you, oh, this is better than that, and that's better than this, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll tell you what. The 22 you got in your pocket's better than the 45 you left at home. But I digress. The fact of the matter is this. Okay, the guy's got 2 arms, 2 legs, right? Okay. I'd be willing to bet if he'd allow me to. I'd ask him. I said, well, I'll take a 40, and I'll take a 9, and I'll shoot you in the left arm, and I'll shoot you in the right arm. Now, it doesn't matter. You pick which arm you want to get shot in with the 40 and which one you want to get shot in with the 9, and we'll see which one hurts worse. Well, I venture to say he doesn't want to take that proposition up, and on top of that, well, they're going to hurt. Either one, doesn't matter. It ain't going to make a difference. So, it's going to hurt like a son of a bitch. So, guess what, bub? You're talking out your ass. And there's a whole lot more involved in them shooting his mouth off about some caliber. You know, shot placement is everything. And that doesn't matter if you got a 22 or you got a 500 mag, okay? Shot placement's everything. I mean, you know, we've taken beef cattle and just a 22 mag, shoot them right in the back of the head, man, they just, legs go out, they drop, and that's it. Right? You know, I mean, we're not standing right behind them. I mean, you know, we're standing, I don't know, several feet away. But, and they just one shot, they drop. It's shot placement. So, don't listen to these morons. You need to be proficient with a weapon. But I just get tired of people telling others, "Oh, you can't listen." Ammunition has come a long ways. The primers, the powders, the projectiles, everything's come a long ways. This ain't Grandpa's old ammo. This is some high tech shit which they're doing today. So don't listen to these rum dums. And a lot of things also depend on where you're at. If you're in a crowded area, you don't want a lot of penetration in the person. I mean, well, I'm talking about, you know, clean through the person, because you got other people to consider. Over penetration's bad then. But the fact of the matter is police are terrible shots. I mean, you're lucky 50% of the projectiles hit the person. They're off over here or off over there somewhere else, and they don't even hit the person. So, like I said, shot placement's more important than anything, really. I mean, if you're good, you're good. Doesn't matter if it's a 22 or what. And like I said, you know, you can over penetrate. I mean, you start using in a crowded area 357. I mean, you're better off using light loads, like 110 grain hollow point. Even that's pretty potent. But you start using hotter stuff, I mean, you're going to blow clean through the person. And then you got to worry about everybody behind them. A 9 can penetrate you too the same way. So can a 40. So, I mean, then you have bullets that they flower, expand, whatever you want to say, just like immediately, and they cause the wound channel just boom. This is what I'm saying. Ammo's come a long ways. There's a lot of consideration going on here. So when some ass sits there and says this, says that, don't listen to them. The best thing you can do is practice and practice and practice some more. And when you think you're really good, keep practicing. Because the thing of it is this. You have to have a caliber and a weapon that fits you, that you could control and follow up well with. For some, that varies for a lot of people. I mean, if you got something that just, you can't control, boom, and it just, you got to come back down and bring it in. It's like, you might be better off with a smaller caliber. You just got to, you got to go out. The best thing to do is go to a range where you can rent a weapon and you can fire it, and have an instructor, a good instructor with you, and practice and just test these things out. And I'm going to give you some critical advice. If you have never fired a certain weapon and you have not fired a certain cartridge, round caliber, only put one round in the chamber. That's it. No more. Don't put 2 in. Don't put 3 in. 1. That way, when you fire it, the gun's clear. I mean, you can't have an accident. All right. 1. Experienced shooters, they know, but somebody that's a novice or is not experienced at all, don't. And if you've got an instructor, load her up. Whoa, Bub, this is a novice. This is somebody who may have never shot anything before, and you're telling them to load it up? No, you're an idiot. Find someone else. That'll tell you immediately if there's an idiot or not. And I'm saying this for your own safety, and theirs too, and everybody else around you. Because everyone is different. Some weapons will fit some people's hands better than others. Some people have very large hands, and the weapon's looks like a toy in their hand because they're a large guy. Or I've seen some women with some pretty large hands, but it's mainly men. And then you have some women with very petite, tiny hands. And they need to find something that'll fit them. And then they have to find something that they're comfortable with the recoil. And like I said, the 22 that you have in your pocket is better than the 45 you left at home. And let me ask you a question. Oh, that 22 doesn't do nothing. Well, let me shoot you in the arm with it. Let me shoot you in the leg with it. Let's see if it feels good. It's going to take a lot of piss and vinegar out of you right away. And if you're proficient with it, that was a warning shot, Bob. You might find out you're very proficient with it, and the person will end your life in literally a heartbeat. And you don't want to find out the hard way, do you? I mean, I've shot a lot of animals, done a lot of hunting, done all over. Some animals, you shoot them, boom, they just fall over. Depending on the animal, depends how pissed off they are. Man, some of them will fall at your feet. And you weren't standing that close. I mean, they charge you. And you got to stay calm, you got to stay cool. And that's the main thing. You got to stay calm and cool. And a lot of times if you buy a weapon and it fits you okay and stuff, but you don't care for the trigger so much, You might go shoot something else. I like the trigger on this, but I don't like the gun. You can send them out to gunsmiths. They can do trigger jobs on things. They can work slides and so on and so forth. I mean, it costs a little bit, but once you get a gun that fits you, there's no reason to have 50 guns, especially when you got one that fits you well and you can handle the recoil well. Everyone's an individual and everyone's different. Don't let people say, oh, here, oh, we got this, and oh, this is a popular gun, this got this. No, just go through and find what fits you well, what you can rack back. If you want an auto loader, a lot of people, I mean, if you're a novice, I would suggest having a revolver. Less chance of an accident. Not saying it's accident proof, I'm saying less chance of. Because autoloaders, novice, you have to practice and practice and practice and be very careful of what you do. Even people that are experienced do stupid shit. That's why accidents happen. So, now if you got any questions on the subject, type it in. I mean, I'll try to answer them for you the best I can. I'll talk about it a little bit more, maybe more in depth and things like that. So, but that's about all I had to say. So I watched a jackass talk about this and that. He was a moron. I've seen the guy on other things, and he's just a cocky, arrogant son of a bitch, you know. And like I said, China's in bad shape financially, economically, and so on and so forth. And when a country gets that bad off, it's like Germany and a lot of the other, that's why wars start. And when they get ready to have problems like that, what do? They take you to war. War. I mean, that's what got us out of the Depression. It was World War II. So don't be all worried about it. Just like I said, I mean, there may be, who knows? Here in this country we have literally everything we need. We don't need the rest of the world. We really don't. We can produce what we need right here. We can take care of ourselves right here, especially with the help of Mexico and Canada also, with those, and this whole continent here. We don't need the rest of the world. So, I'm just saying, folks, if they wanted to, nothing would really change for us. Only thing that could possibly change is maybe we'll have droughts, too much rain. I mean, things like that. Maybe insect infestation. Stuff like that. Another one of their stupid ass pandemic crap. That stuff affects things. So now I'm going to start getting a bunch of messages probably. So you folks take care. I'll have a good one.